Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. For me, it's good morning. The purpose of this video is to look at the semester project. The semester project counts 20% of your grade, the completed project, plus you have 3 application assignments that lead up to the semester project. So the semester project probably overall counts about 30% of your grade. So that in itself should tell you that 1, it's important, and 2, that you're going to need to invest some time in it. And you'll probably need to watch this video more than once, even though I will go over all of this in class. So the basic information for it is here in the Student Resources section of the Canvas website. We have here the video that I'm making right now, and we have the guidelines, and then we have sample slides. Plus I'm going to show you one other file that I'll show you again in class, but it's not on the website. Let's start with the guidelines. I'm not going to read every single bit of this, but you should read every bit of this 2 or 3 times and maybe take some notes. The purpose of this, it replaces a final exam. The purpose of this is for you to have good, solid takeaway information from the class that you can use in your career. And sometimes students tell me that they actually use some of this information to do training for other employees at their jobs. So the more work you put into this, the better piece of information you're going to have for yourself. We're going to do this with PowerPoint, not Google Slides or any online version. You need the full power of the PowerPoint Microsoft Office suite to do this correctly. And again, there's information in the syllabus how to download that for free if you don't have it. You are going to have a minimum of 30 content slides and a maximum of 45. Now you're going to have more slides than 30 or 45, but those are going to be your content slides. In addition, you're going to have 6 transition slides, at least 6, for primary topic areas, and I'll show you what that means in a minute, and you're going to have a title slide. These are required. The title slide, the transition slides, but they don't count as part of your 30 to 45 content slides. We'll come down here, and as I said, the primary purpose of this is for you to kind of review everything that we've done in class, all the research, all the information I've given you, and have something to take with you. The class includes 10 primary content areas. We'll look at those in a minute, and you are going to select from a minimum of 6. And in order to cover a content area well, it needs to have at least 4 or 5 slides in that content area. And again, you can't use a topic area in your checkpoints until they've been covered in class. We'll go over that as we move along through the semester. Your slides have to include tips, definitions, cautions, those sorts of things about topics that we cover in class. I'm going to come down here. It says use a consistent slide design, sort of plain with a touch of color. Don't use slide designs that compete with your content on the slides. Don't use a slide design that takes up a fourth or a third of your slide with just the design. And I'm going to skip this right now because I'm going to show you a checklist that includes all of this. Very, very, very important. You have to write the content in your own words. This is not a copy-paste assignment like your research assignments. I will run this through Turnitin, the plagiarism checker on Canvas, and you shouldn't have more than about a 15% direct match to your sources. You don't have to cite your sources, but you do have to write in your own words. And you'll have actually 3 project deadlines. So the first one will be, depending on which section of the class you're in, October 16th, November 13th, and then this will be the project deadline for the completed project for everyone. And in addition to these, you'll actually have another assignment where you do 3 practice slides just to be sure that you're doing this correctly. Now this is going to be important. These are the 10 topic areas that we cover. Your transition slides have to use exactly these descriptions. You can't have anything else on your transition slides. So these are the 10 topics. You have to do at least 6 of these 10 topics. Then I made a checklist, and I would suggest that you read this several times. So first of all, these are not designed to be used as slides you would use for an oral presentation. Slides that you would use for an oral presentation tell your story with pictures, with very few words. These slides are going to be filled with words with just a few supporting images on each slide. The reason for that is PowerPoint is just an easy way to organize information in chunks that are related to each other. That's why we're using PowerPoint slides. You understand that you have to write in your own words and use correct writing, spelling, proofreading, obviously. The semester project has to have 1 title slide, at least 6 topic transition slides, and 30 content slides. And have a good, strong title for your project. And semester project is not particularly a strong title. And again, the primary topics are listed at the end, and you use these exact words on your topic transition slides, 4 or 5 slides in each primary topic area. And this one's really important. Each content slide has to have a minimum of 160 words, 180 is good, and Microsoft PowerPoint doesn't let you count your words, but if you copy paste your text into a Word document and then go to the Review tab on the ribbon, you can see your word count for a single slide. And again, consistent slide designs and templates, neutral slide color that won't compete. Every slide needs at least 1 picture. The pictures shouldn't take more than 1/4. Once in a while, maybe 1/3 of the slide area, because otherwise you're not going to have enough room for the 160 words. Strong pictures. Clip art should be professional and appropriate and very cautiously used. Clip art is typically immature and not professional. It's not to say that there's never a good use of clip art, but you should shy away from very much clip art. And font is typically 18 to 20 point, sometimes 16, in order to get for the title, and then 11 to 12 point based on Arial for the content. And that's again so that you can get the minimum of 160 words on every slide. Now let's look at some samples. First of all, this is the sample. This is the file that is on the website, so you'll be able to look at this as much as you want. And this says it again, title, transition slides, but they do count as part of the 30 required content slides. So as we move down through here, we'll see that these are examples of excellent title slides. Again, you can see that these don't say semester project, and these have a picture on them. So those are examples, and again, your first and last name. Examples of title slides that don't say semester project. Then, these are examples of transition slides. Here's one. You see how this has on it nice pictures, and this is one of the 10 topics. And here's another one. Again, one of the 10 topics. Same thing again. Another one. All right, so again, these are topic transition slides. Now we'll look at just a few content slides, good content slides. Again, these are the sorts of slides that would receive an A grade. So you'll see that this takes up about maybe closer to a third of the slide, but this also has good information about the tips for the topic, and then this has at least 160 words in it. Down here, same thing again, at least 160 words. I think these have closer to 170 words. And another one. See how this, even though this is giving good information about the topic, which doesn't have to be the case, but it's still not taking up more than about a fourth of the slide. Same thing here. This one's got nice pictures, and I think this one's got, again, closer to 170 words. This one. This one. Now we're going to take a look at slides that are going to receive very few points. These might be excellent presentation slides to support an oral presentation, but again, that's not the purpose of this. So you can see this is a nice slide. This is a nice slide, and this slide would be great to support an oral presentation, because the slide would be kind of telling your story with pictures and a few words, but that's not the point of these slides. And here's another one that, again, the slide's okay, but not anywhere in the vicinity of enough information. Same with this one. Nice slide, great oral presentation slide. Another one. I will say that something like this on your semester project slide is taking up, the slide design is taking up too much space. Now here's an example of clip art not being the very best. The purpose of this clip art could have been achieved with better actual images. And here's one where the person did nothing except paste a picture on here. And again, this would be okay for a transition slide, but not okay for a content slide. Look at a couple more here. Same thing, not a bad slide, maybe okay for a transition slide. Same with this one. We come down here. This probably isn't a very good slide for any purpose, because it doesn't have any pictures and it just has a little bit of words. So this isn't much of a good slide for, regardless of the purpose. All right, so those are some examples. These are on the website. Now the next, I'm just going to show you quickly the next file. This is not on the website. This would be giving you more information than I want to give you. But this is what the semester project should look like in its entirety. So here's a nice title slide. Here is the first topic transition slide. Now your semester project doesn't have a hook and doesn't have an agenda and doesn't have an objective. It jumps right in from the title slide to your first topic slide. So here's effective oral presentations, and here are some of the slides. You'll notice there's a lot of text. There's another one. These are actually subtopic areas of your research, your 5 research areas. It's the PowerPoint slides, general rules of presenting, ways to overcome nervousness. These are all subtopics inside the effective oral presentation topic. Now here's our next topic. You'll see how these slides are all the same style. Then we come here, we're back to our content slide style, and see how this is a lot better to show facial expressions than the clip art that we saw in the sample slides. And here's again part of a visual communication. Nice pictures, strong pictures, lots of words. Now here's our next topic area. You'll notice that we have 4 or 5 slides in each of the content areas. Professionalism in the workplace. See how these transition slides all follow the same format. And now these are the topics in professionalism. And see how the pictures are nice, strong pictures. And here's a little bit of clip art here that works okay with this. This works okay if we don't have excess. And here's another topic area. And here we go with strong pictures here. Job interview skills, another topic area. Lots of content. All of this content is going to be at least 160 words. Some of these are closer to 180. Job interviews, research. See how these pictures are nicely coordinate, and all of these slides follow exactly the same format. We don't jump around with all kinds of different formats in the slides, all kinds of backgrounds. They're all consistent. And effective teams, and again we're using these titles directly from the end of the guidelines. And nice pictures. And then this person did a nice thing where he or she didn't just stop. They actually made a nice ending slide, which is a good thing to do. So a nice ending slide that won't count as part of your 30 content slides. This person has 38 slides in total, so 30 content slides. So again, I'll show you this in class, but this one is not on the website because this kind of tempts you maybe to take some of this information. So hopefully this is helpful, and we're going to do this in pieces. You're going to have 2 checkpoints. You're going to have, well, first of all, you're going to have an assignment where you'll create 3 slides just to be sure you're doing it correctly, and then 2 checkpoints to avoid any temptation for procrastination. This takes a long time. Doing PowerPoint slides nicely takes some time. Finding pictures takes some time. But again, this is overall probably worth about 30% of your grade for the semester.